Thank goodness the Jets didn't trade for Tyreek Hill. Thank goodness. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. I'm on my vacation. I'm in beautiful Aspen, Colorado. I got a ski trip. I'll talk a little later about why this was a very emotional week for me with my kids being in college now and everything, and having that week of family time, something that they're so precious. So I'm trying to enjoy this week. And you know Colorado is my favorite place in the world. I will retire there someday. I love it there. And all of a sudden, I made a point. I made it on the flight there. I said to Stace, I'm not going to be plugged in this week. I'm not going to be checking Twitter. I'm going to look once or twice a day at my email and just make sure there's nothing, no fires I need to put out. But bottom line, I'm going to sort of really remove myself. And then what day did the Tyreek thing happen? Whatever day that was, Tuesday, Wednesday of last week, I start getting inundated with people telling me the Jets are about to mortgage their entire future for Tyreek Hill. And I swear to you this is true. It's because you might say, oh, it's easy to say now, Greeny, that Tyreek didn't want the Jets or they didn't get him. I would have been furious if the Jets had mortgaged all of their future. Miami traded 5 draft picks and pays this guy $30 million a year. This is not about how good Tyreek Hill is or isn't. He's great. He is a great player. He makes any team he is on better. But the team that should trade for Tyreek Hill is a team that is Tyreek Hill away from winning something significant. The Jets are as far from that as you can be. The Jets with Tyreek Hill would have gone from a 6-win team to a 6-win team. And trading all they would have had to have traded and tying up all of that salary cap space in a player, in a skill position player, in a league where the value of that is being diminished every single day because there's so many of them left and right. I am thrilled that the Jets did not trade for Tyreek Hill. And you didn't hear from me on it on Twitter because it didn't happen. But I assure you, had the Jets made that deal, I would have been dismayed by it. So let me get the opinions of the assembled members of the hashtag crew. First off, Hembo, am I right or wrong? Should I have wanted Tyreek Hill?
No, you should not have wanted Tyreek Hill. When a trade like this happens, ask yourself, which of these two teams is smart and which of these two teams is not, okay? The Chiefs have been extremely successful for almost a decade now under Andy Reid because they don't do stupid things. The Dolphins, meanwhile, traded everything and then paid him as the highest paid receiver in the history of the NFL. That's not the kind of thing smart teams do. He's a 28-year-old wide receiver whose game is solely reliant upon speed, who's played the entirety of his prime with Patrick Mahomes. You're paying 150 cents on the dollar.
I think you are completely right. And I wasn't even going to get into the Miami side of this. But to me, this is how I read this deal. Why did Brian Flores get fired? Brian Flores got fired, in my opinion. Yes, I don't know what will come out eventually when they investigate this and whether or not the owner actually offered him $1 million per loss. But to me, my read on this from a distance has always been Brian Flores got fired because he doesn't think Tua Tagovailoa is a great player. And you know what? That's because Tua Tagovailoa is not a great player. But you know who has to justify that pick? The man who made it. So the general manager, who will forever be the guy who took Tua instead of Justin Herbert, when Justin Herbert is standing on the stage in Canton, Ohio, getting his Hall of Fame jacket because he's going to be the best quarterback in the league for the next 10 years, and Tua is going to be a backup somewhere, that the general manager is going to know he was wrong and the owner is going to know. But in this particular case, the general manager convinced the owner I was right and the coach doesn't believe in him. So they fire Brian Flores, and then everything else happens with that. And now they've done everything they can to justify taking Tua and done everything they can to give him every chance to succeed. They spent $1 trillion on their offensive line. They took Jalen Waddle last year, and now they've just made Tyreek Hill the most expensive receiver in NFL history and traded all these draft picks, including a number 1 for him. That's why the Dolphins did it. So the Dolphins, in my opinion, made a terrible deal. I am thrilled the Jets didn't make it, and I agree with you. I think Kansas City got it right. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.